Hey, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Investing in Yourself. And if you haven't listened to 1 and 2, we highly encourage you to do that because we talked about different ways to invest in yourself and then what happens when you do and how the kind of world around you changes. Some people come in, some go, some things come in, some go. And so all of those things around as we elevate ourselves and as we continue to evolve, how the world around us shifts with us
Right,
and
exactly.
how when we can change our perspective on how those shifts are happening, how beautiful it can be. And so Kelly D and I want to bring to you today, like we always try to do on episode 3 of a series, is to really wrap things up for you, give you some tools to walk away with. So I'm gonna have Kelly D start us off on just like giving us some of the guts of like standing in your power when you've invested in yourself, you're creating that change, and like the world around you feels a little bit like, whoa, people are leaving, people are coming, well, all the things. And then how do you stand in your power
Chaos.
in that? So,
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm rolling the bone to you, my friend.
Okay, so yeah, like if it feels chaotic, right? Like just take a moment, get back into your grounded self, and if you meditate into
Mm,
that meditative state, and just really acknowledge like
yeah.
your own growth pattern, right? Like really creating a routine. You can write it down. You can get your
Mm,
journal, like we talked about, like that we both do all the time,
mm-hmm,
and creating a journal for what your successes have been and
mm,
how to keep the momentum going, right? Because anytime we start a shift, anytime we take action towards things that we actually want, there's always
mm,
something that's trying to knock us off our pillar, trying to change, comes
that's
in,
it.
somebody gets
Yep.
sick, we have to like our car gets dented or something like something
Oh, it's so
there's
true.
a cancellation of your
So
vacation or
true.
something
Yep.
happens to try
Yep.
to shift things into you thinking of a fear factor
Right.
or a sense of lack. So you just got to stay on
Mhm.
point. And I highly, highly, highly encourage you and invite you to write stuff down because I know I do. I know Dr.
Mhm.
B loves to journal, and it's so essential, especially when you want to have an end game, right? So
Mhm.
so creating a routine to sort of journal and just acknowledge what your successes are, right? And also look at where the challenges have been for you, like who has
Mhm.
fallen away from your life at this time by maintaining a diet or going on an exercise program, creating a self-care for you.
Mhm.
And actually, in your romantic relationships as well, if you've noticed that your partner, has been kind of ghosting you or anything of that, just think about the changes that you're making within yourself and stick to them because that means that's a positive
Mhm.
change and their energy is not what you need at present, right? So if they're not going to grow with you, you don't want them around anyway. And I know it sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. You need to keep going. That momentum is key for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And I saw that in a patient not that long ago where she had this like immense desire to continue on her personal development journey, and her spouse, on the other hand, didn't, and just was basically saying, I like where we're at. Why do you
Hmm.
want to change? What's wrong with our life? Like that idea. And so it took a bit of time, and I'm sure there was a lot a lot of this, but then eventually she expanded, and eventually the relationship did not. Now there are some times, like I know even in my own personal relationship, every time I expand, and then I feel as though he then expands, and then he expands, and then so we're
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, that's
we're not
so
necessarily doing it
great.
at the same time. Sometimes
Yeah.
yes, sometimes no, but we're both constantly on this journey of hiking the mountain, right? And there might be a couple times where I'm leading and I'm a few steps ahead and he's behind, and then other times where he takes the lead, and so we can feed off each other and
Yeah.
inspire one another, and that's incredible. I can't imagine what that would feel like if he were to just put on the brakes and be like, yeah, no more.
Yeah.
Um, but we see
How's
that,
that
right? We see that.
expression? If
Hmm.
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, that is not true, probably
Yeah.
in most things, I would imagine. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if we go back to what Kelly D was just saying and that idea of really coming back to me the way I would say it, because she's saying stand in your power, keep going. Sometimes that's really freaking hard, right? So the
Yeah,
what I would say is know your why, right? Know why you're doing it.
100%.
If you're starting a new workout program, girl, you probably want to know why you're starting it. You probably know why you're starting it, but really dive into the like the feeling of the why, the essence of the why, because that's where you're going to get your fuel from when it feels hard, right? If
Yep.
you started a new exercise routine and a new diet and 2 weeks in you're feeling incredible and all of a sudden you get sick, your why is going to help you get back on it as soon as your illness is gone, right?
Yep.
Or something happens that throws you off your rocker, right? And you have to take a break, or maybe you self-sabotage. But if your deep why is there, if you really, really, really resonate with like the under, and it doesn't have to just be diet and exercise, you guys, I'm just using that as an example, but
Yeah.
knowing why you're doing it and the essence of why. So like I'll give you for instance. So I'm going to invest in this new, I'm going to I'm going to really be honest with my food intake and I'm going to increase my exercise. Why am I doing that? Is it because I want to lose 10 pounds? Okay, well, why do I want to lose 10 pounds? Is it because it's summer's around the corner and I want to look good in my bikini? Okay, if that's your why, cool. Or is it, I want
Yeah.
to be able, I'm going to be spending the summer more with my child and I want to make sure I can run and play on the playground. Cool. If that's your why, if your why is, you know what, I haven't been tuning into myself and I've let go of like taking care of me and that's my why, beautiful. So it doesn't matter, I'll say that, what your why is, but it's knowing your why and it's understanding your why and then the
Yep.
essence of that. So I feel good. Sure, I feel good when my clothes fit a certain way, but I feel good when I feel strong and when I feel nourished. That's my why.
Yep.
As a result of feeling strong and nourished, I then therefore have more energy when I'm playing with my son. I have more energy to do work stuff. I have more energy to wake up at early in the morning and read and drink my coffee, right? So my
Yep.
performance is actually indicative of what I'm doing as my way to serve myself. That is why I do it, right? So it's really understanding those deeper parts of it, don't you think?
So, yeah, and just to tag on to your comments about that, like for you, part of your why too, and why it works for you is because you have that support and the nurturing from your husband
Mhm,
and from your
mhm,
son, right? So
mhm.
you guys feed off each other, which
Sure.
just creates that foundation. So it's stronger, stronger, stronger. So every time
Yeah.
you want to make a change, you already feel like that foundation there. So you're not
Hmm.
worried about what the outcome is going to be because everything's going to shift for you anyway,
Hmm.
because you've got
Hmm.
that already, like that support and the nurturing,
Hmm.
which you
Hmm.
notice, right?
Yeah,
Which
I
just
probably
enhances
see
you.
that totally, right? It's feeding off one another,
Mm,
right? I
yeah,
probably see it more in the like people who leave my circle. I'll
yeah,
I'll say it that way. It's not like they're leaving intentionally, but the people who fall away,
yeah,
is probably where I notice my shift more. The other thing I notice when I'm shifting is I retract. So I pull, it's almost as though I pull all of my energy in for me and I'm
hmm,
not giving. So I'm not
yeah,
producing as much content. I'm not giving as much. I'm not really like pushing out my energy.
yeah,
I'm reserving it. So I feel like I
yeah.
retract and I reserve. And sometimes that's weak. And then all of a sudden it's like my head pops up out of the cloud and I'm like, oh, hey guys.
Yeah,
And so
because you
then
have
it's,
to
yeah,
recalibrate yourself too, right?
that's
You
it.
need
Yeah,
to
that's it.
like acknowledge where you need the support and the
Mhm.
nurturing
Yeah,
and the change and then the self-care, right?
right,
And I was
right.
gonna say too, like how many patients, I know I've had quite a few like clients that have, I've given
Fall
them
away.
what they need and
Yep.
then they
Fall away.
then that's it. And like I often do a follow-up, like probably every 3 months, just to see how things are going.
Hmm.
And they're like, great, life's great. I'm like, fantastic, you
Yeah,
know?
for
So
sure.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that kind of the perpetual, like when you're shifting, people fall away too, like
Mhm.
clients, because my practice has changed just in the last 6 months, as have yours. Our priorities have changed too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that takes a toll as well, right?
And I think initially, especially with like patients, right? Patient didn't come back. They only saw me once. They didn't come back.
Yeah,
My immediate story I would tell myself was that I did something wrong. They didn't like the type of treatment that I did.
yeah,
Somehow it was my fault.
that's right.
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. But like, I don't know. I haven't talked about like why am I immediately blaming myself and like taking it personal
Yeah,
versus realizing that they got exactly what they needed in the session or sessions that they were
exactly.
present for. And now I'm not for everybody all the time. Like, but
Yeah,
there's no like go. And I'm grateful I was part of your journey. Thank you for allowing
that's
me to be
right.
part of that. And that can go
Exactly.
into friendships and relationships as well, but definitely in the clinical setting at first it was like did I do something wrong? Was I not
That's
good
right.
enough? Da 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 da. And those are all
Yeah,
like patterns for me, right?
yeah. And me too,
Hmm.
because we have to grow with that. But it's just we didn't jive with them, or
Yeah,
maybe we
that happens
did
too.
just enough,
Sure.
right?
But that's also to tell you guys if you go to a practitioner and you just don't love them and it doesn't feel like, don't stay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's
You don't
okay to
have to.
also interview your practitioner. Let's just
That's
put that
right.
out there, right? Like,
Which you should be anyway.
you
You
should
should be
be,
doing
and you
that.
should be asking hard questions. And
Yep.
I want to assume that we're all doing right by one another and that
Hmm.
we're doing the best we can to serve you at the highest level, but we're also very human. And so making sure you're asking the questions. If something,
Yep.
if a doctor is wanting or pushing surgery and surgery doesn't feel right for you, maybe get a second or third opinion. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So
Yep.
so that's just a little plug on the side, but like yeah, you should be interviewing us just as much as we're interviewing you.
100%.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
For
and
sure,
you
for
don't
sure.
just because you go once doesn't mean you have to commit forever. So
Hmm. Unless it's one of us.
well, then, yes, of course, you love us, so you're gonna commit. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
But
just
no, I
kidding.
mean, everybody should graduate at some point, in a sense.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm not for everybody all the time. But what I have seen is people will go away for a while, then they come back, and then
That's right.
I've evolved too. Like I like Kelly, I'm a total nerd, and I'm constantly doing workshops and courses, and
Yep.
adding to my toolbox and how I treat and how I see. And so, yeah, they'll come back and they'll be like, whoa, this is different. Yeah, because I'm different. Welcome back, that kind of idea. So, same with
Welcome to my
friendships. I've had that
laboratory.
happen too. Like,
Yep.
the relationship leaves for a while and then
Yeah.
so it comes back and it's like, oh, hey, like time never passed, but it did,
Yep.
you know? Yeah, I
100%.
actually had that happen in
100%.
the last couple of years and it's been an incredible replenished friendship. It's been incredible. So I'm super blessed for that. Like, you know, what's that saying? Like, let something go, and if it's yours, it'll come back, or something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm kind of in that space. Hmm.
Yeah, so like it's kind of interesting for you guys if you reflect back just over the last year, how many new people have come into your life,
Hmm.
right? And how many people have left or things, items,
Yeah,
whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, just kind of taking like a good look at the past year is always interesting. I
Mm,
love to do that because then it
yeah.
also helps me to recalibrate of okay, I changed my whole mindset. I'm going to be doing this now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to take that chance or that action towards a new business opportunity.
Hmm.
Or if
Hmm.
you want to, if you have an idea, don't take a chance. Like don't take what am I trying to say? Just take a chance.
Yeah, there you go. You just gotta flip the words.
No. And then
Don't
and then
hesitate to take the chance. That's what
right,
she
that's what
said.
I was trying to say. And if you meet somebody and you want to strike up a conversation and have a romantic rendezvous, like go for it. Like step out of
Or
your
just a
comfort
friendship,
zone. Yeah, well, whatever.
whatever
Just
season of life you're in.
that's right. That's right. Just get
I
out of
love
your
it.
comfort zone is
You
what I'm
you guys
saying.
get what she's saying. Yes, totally.
You get what I'm
Totally.
putting
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's the same even when you like lose something, right? I lost
Mhm.
the like diamond studs that I'd worn for our wedding and I bought them like specifically for the wedding because I was going to be in two different dresses and didn't want to have to like fumble with earrings and stuff. My hair was going to be whatever it was and I didn't need to worry about earrings. And so but I misplaced them and I swore I misplaced them because why would I ever take them off anywhere outside of the jewelry space in my room, right? Like
Right.
everything was placed and I misplaced them and you guys, they were gone for 8 15-ish months. And every time I would search for them, it would infuriate me and I just get frustrated and I'd throw a tantrum and I would like, rah. And so then I would just be like, they're misplaced. They will come back. Right. No lie, you guys. Because we have a dog and a white dog at that. So white hair everywhere on a gray couch. So I pick up the cushions and vacuum under the cushions. At, I try to do it weekly. I at least do under the cushions every other week. I vacuum every week. No lie, it was like 15, 16, 18, 19 months later. And I lifted the cushion to vacuum and they were sitting right on top, both of them. And I was
That's
like,
crazy.
so nuts,
That's
so
like my cat
nuts.
story, you guys.
Yes, yes, your cat story. So I'm just like, how did I never vacuum them up? Coming into the edges
Yeah.
and like people sit on it and who stinking knows? But I have them back, and guess what? I hardly wear them anymore.
Oh, that's interesting
Whereas I
because
used to
you
wear them
didn't need
all
them.
the time.
Yeah, you were over them.
But I didn't lose them. They're not gone forever. They still have
Nope.
their whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like they irritate my ears when I wear them now. It's fascinating. So anyway, all
Ooh,
that to say,
that's a topic to get
yeah,
into.
right. Yes. That was an evil laugh, kind of. I don't know. But anyway. All right, we're getting jiggle juice in here. So
That's it.
so just know
Jiggle
you guys
juice.
is okay, sit on the raft, observe, watch, stand in your power, know your why, know the vibration of where you're trying to go and why you're trying to be there,
Yep.
and just trust that is, the people that are supposed to be in your life, the things that are supposed to be in your life will be what's in your life in its right timing as you shift
Yep.
and as you're at the end of the shift and all the things. So that's what we got for you today, right,
I'm
Kelly D?
doing it. Dr. B's doing it. You
All the
should do it
time.
too.
No peer pressure. Peer pressure. Anyway, try it and just observe and see what's going
Yeah.
on and holler if you guys need anything. We'd love to have those conversations. So, you got anything else for him?
I think I'm tapped
You're
out.
good. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for being here as we wrap up the series of investing in you because you matter.
That's right.
And we love you and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Love yourself first. Bye.
Bye.